Hold the pinky. So this is Kyle and Emily with Dance Tonight Chattanooga, and we have a different type of video for you guys today where we're going to talk to you about what to dance to songs that feel undanceable. Okay? We're not talking about like some serious like hardcore rap or heavy metal or anything like that, because that is totally danceable. This is for those really slow dances where you don't really know what to do. That's why we call it a why dance, as in why am I even going to try to dance to this thing? But we're gonna give you some tips and tricks on what to do. First and foremost, what we're gonna do is we're gonna establish contact, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that I'm gonna have my hand riding low. We call that a honeymoon hand. We're gonna keep it at the lady's scapula. We're gonna let this go palm to palm, and we are gonna let it rest down a little bit, because we're not trying to assume like a huge frame here. We're trying to chill. Now, what I do want to think about as the gentleman is I want to think that I am having a little bit of pressure towards the woman, or the partner, and a little bit of pressure on their back as well. So it's like my left hand and my right hand are having a conversation, and she is the topic. Once that's established, she's obviously reciprocating the energy that she is getting, okay? So it's her job not to be noodly and just let this arm break behind her body. We're just going to start moving together. Now, as I'm doing this, it's real easy to feel Frankensteinish, okay? What I want to do is I want to get some compression in my knees. A good way I like to think about this is if you're playing tennis and you're awaiting a serve, you are letting that person set up and you're just swaying back and forth, ready to change direction, keeping a low center of gravity. Once you have this going with your partner, you can start changing directions and walking just a little bit. Changing direction, testing the connection. Because if the connection is there, you should be able to move, change directions, rotate, walk, or stop, and she'll be able to follow just like we just did. That seems just like walking, but what you can do is you can also open up as long as the momentum is on your side. So, once again, we've got like a really slow song playing, like put your head on my shoulder, like something like that, okay? Like, now, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make sure that momentum is on my side. We've got her momentum going to the right, and I can open her up for a turn. I'm not worried about footwork here, guys, okay? We are not getting technical on this. Now, if I've got her turning, I'm watching her and seeing what I can do with her, okay? I just did a turn to the right, so maybe I do a turn to the left. Okay, and then we go back to swaying. So if we put that together, it would be momentum turning to the right. Maybe I walk around a little bit, and then I turn her to the left, just walking around, and then coming back together to that sway position.
Ladies, as we talked about, as we're in frame, we want to make sure that we're not super noodly. We are dancing a little bit closer than a typical ballroom or rhythm frame. So I'm not having this arm be down here because that would make me feel really trapped, but I'm going to let it rest a little bit further. Because of that, and because we're closer, I'm not able to get as much of a visual lead as I usually do. And so my focus tends to go like right around here because I can see where his weight is transferring, and I can also feel it then too. It's a little bit clearer lead, okay? As we're dancing, let's say that we're just swaying back and forth. I don't tend to leave my feet out to the side like this. I tend to bring them under me just a little bit so that I'm always able to be in control and over my foot instead of, as Kyle said, Frankensteining my way through it. Okay, so go ahead, let those feet come underneath you. Use your knees, there are shock absorbers, okay? And then when he's ready to do a turn, all that we have to do is keep connection up here with this hand, okay? So again, footwork doesn't really matter. This turn could be fast, it could be slow, it's up to him, and I'm just gonna keep with the same rhythm that he's been going. And as long as we have connection with that hand, it's gonna feel really comfortable.
Now we're gonna give you a couple of more options, guys. So what we've got is we've got this movement going. We wanna have a little bit of rotation, either clockwise or counterclockwise, keeping those knees soft, keeping the feet brushing like Emily was talking about. Now, as I go for a turn, what you can do is you can play with some different options. I already talked about bringing her through for a reverse turn, which would be this arm coming across her. You can do that same turn, but now offer your other hand, and then bring her in close, And now here we can sway back and forth. This is a bit congested, as you can see, okay? So you need to make sure to position her in front of you, or something I like to do is not that. Okay, so something I like to do is turn her through and then bring her into this cradle position and then walk with her. As long as you're clear in what you're doing, she will follow, okay? And then you can bring her right back in to home base, and we're rocking and rolling doing that. I'm not gonna be going split weight and just shifting, okay? Like a Mortal Kombat fighter getting ready to go, okay? Choose your character. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some weight transfer happening, and Emily is being very aware of when I transfer, when I'm moving, and when I'm stopping moving. Because I mean, you can get her out, you can go into things like hammerlock positions, you can walk with that, you can then wrap to a cradle, you can send her out, you can bring her in, all kinds of stuff. So we'll give you some more food for thought later on. But with that, try this out, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Kyle and Emily, Dance Tonight Chattanooga.